Yeah. And it's a thing that I always get into with people online to say, why do you always, like, if you go to help people, you carry cameras, like,
and then tell everybody how you help them.
How, like, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it's so disrespectful, to be honest. I don't know, maybe you are doing it out of a good place. Yes. Unless you are saying, I'm helping this person, I would love people to come together and then we help them as well. Yeah. But then where you are posting to say, I helped him, he was stranded, I had to give him transport. Like, what message are you trying to put across there?
Yeah, that one is like embarrassing someone, and I think that's the least thing we should do, because you should always serve people with loyalty and integrity. That's humanity.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Back. This is Titanda, the podcast. My name is Charlie. I'm your host. Fortress is here.
Hi, I'm behind the scenes. They can't see me. Why are you wearing black?
Are we still mourning the queen?
Oh yeah, she just passed.
You call her that?
The old lady. The old lady just passed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey. What nice words do you have to say for the late Queen Elizabeth II?
No,
Hey, what nice words do you have to say?
May her so rest.
Charlie, say something. At least something
sweet. Nice, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Everybody's been saying rest in peace. So yeah, I think
not everybody. On Twitter, not everybody.
But you gotta give it up. 96.
That's a long one. That's too much.
Wow. No, that's not too much. You wanted
that's too much.
But the thing is, no matter how old you get, it can be 101, 130, but you still want that extra day to leave. You know what I mean? Even when you leave, it's just like you never lived enough. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So
she did. Our founding father, Kenneth Kaunda, died at the age of what? 97?
Yeah.
96. He almost.
Still topping the table. KK still topping the table. Yeah. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for today. So pretty excited. She is the queen for Mrs. Glam World. And she's going to tell us a bit more about that, because when I saw the pictures, I was like, what? And I'll tell you something.
I also have something to tell you.
She has actually walked away with something from every pageant she's done. How crazy is that?
Wow. I remember when you landed in the country, I was supposed to come to because you were doing a tour.
Yes.
I think you were having a press briefing.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come to, but then I don't know what happened. I ended up being stuck. So here we are now.
Yeah, here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandina, Lubuli, thank you so much for making it.
Thank you for having me.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
she was like, no, I just did the makeup behind the scenes.
Yeah, she's the new queen now. Yeah, she's the new queen.
Okay.
All right. Tell us a bit more about some of the. She's got a crazy profile. Wait. Tell us about some of the pageants that you've actually won, and just take us through up to the most recent one.
Okay, so there's Miss True Image Zambia. Miss Evelyn Horn College. As you know, I was at Evelyn Horn. I was pursuing Science Lab Technology.
Wow.
I was first runner-up for Miss Evelyn Horn. Miss Culture Zambia, Miss Tourism Zambia, that's locally. Yeah. And internationally, Miss Commonwealth, that I won out of 53 countries. I actually have the awards with me here. Then from there, there's Miss International, where I was awarded as Miss Zambia Japan Tourism Ambassador by the High Commissioner.
Wow.
I have the awards with me. Then there's Miss Face of Beauty in Mongolia that I won. I came second. I was first runner-up out of 60 countries as the first Black, first African.
Wow.
Yeah, and from there I did top model of the world in China, so I was top 10. Yes, and from there I went for Mrs. Worldwide, where I got the Mrs. World Peace title. And a few other
Have you lost count? I've lost count.
And here we are. I decided to go for Mrs. Glam World, and I got the title.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes, definitely deserve it.
Zambia was really well represented.
That's the
That's
catalog.
like a whole profile.
Yes.
Wow.
So in between, after I won Miss Commonwealth and Miss Face of Beauty, it actually got the attention of the Vice President.
Wow.
So I was actually awarded with a recognition award, which is there, right there.
This one here.
Yes, in 2017. Yeah, as one of the hardworking women, dedicated, and for me, I think that was really humbling, and I'm still grateful till date.
You were going from pageant to pageant to pageant and then winning them.
Yeah.
What really sparked in you to say, I think I can do this for the longest time possible?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask. When did you start?
I started when I was 15. That's when I got the Miss True Image.
Okay.
Because I finished my school at 16, so I was actually still in
At
high
16?
school. Yeah, I finished my school at 16.
Wow.
You're
So
probably the smart
so this
kids.
is the reason why at the same time, I did my science lab technology. I already have my degree in business administration. About to pursue my master's. So I've really been pushing school, work, and pageantry as well, because I believe at the end of the day, I think they both go handy. I think when people are looking for a model, a brand to represent them, as you know, I'm an ambassador of ShopRite Zambia. I think they really look for someone who's really outspoken. You have to be confident and bring out the best, not just in yourself, but as you represent a company. So I think, I just had to work hard because I know what I really want.
And must be so crazy because look, you are professionally working.
Yes.
You have your projects going on.
Yeah.
And then there's this going on. How do you manage to actually keep track of time? Because shit's crazy.
It is crazy, and if I have to mention, I can't really break the news right now, but I'm excited. So I actually have a new appointment, Total Energies. Monday I report.
Wow.
But I'm not gonna say it now. Sooner or later, I'm sure you guys are going to hear about it.
Let's
It's
be the
quite
first one to
big.
say congratulations.
So,
Congratulations.
So I'm happy because this is encouraging so many girls that you can actually do it. I'm growing in the corporate world. I'm growing in the pageant world. I'm growing in everything I'm doing. So you actually have so much potential, and the moment you just let it all out, I think there's so much more you can do. Like everyone has it in them.
Looking at all the achievements that you have managed to amass for yourself, you have stood your ground in the industry, and I think you deserve to say I am one of the best. And now there are a lot of people, if there is something that I've realized, that people are watching, you are inspiring some people out there, some young girls who would want to be like you one day. What are you advocating for right now for them to understand that, hey, I've been in this thing for a long time, and I would love you to follow this?
I think I'm actually advocating for gender equality, and I really feel, I think in Zambia, even just the world at large, I think women, we have the laissez-faire kind of, attitude where you feel certain things, certain things should be done by men. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I think this is what really draws us back, because we actually are all talented and skilled in different ways.
That's
and we
true.
can bring so much to the table. So I think I'm just advocating for women to really believe in themselves, women to always be motivated, to do what they love. Because, look at me, I'm married, I'm a mother of two. It's like I've got my life all figured out. That's what someone would think, but it gets hard. Sometimes I break down, it's not always rosy, but I think it's really about just setting the goal, knowing where you want to be, and that really helps. Have a vision, because if you don't do it, you're not action oriented, I think people won't get it.
Absolutely.
Because people love it when you're doing it, other than speaking the language. So when you do what you want to do, it makes it easy for people. Action speaks louder than words.
That's true.
Absolutely. You're doing a lot of charity work, but before we get to that, I've seen a lot of beauty queens, right? After they get crowned, that's the last time we ever hear of them. What has made you stay relevant, like from your first crown up to, because year in, year out, we've always seen your works on social media, and every year is like a new thing coming up. How have you managed to stay relevant?
I think I've managed to stay relevant in that I really want to see change in my country. I want to see change, especially in our industry, because people really look down on models, and I really feel this is a time for me to just unify so many models, and I think change the aspect of the industry in Zambia, where we can have so many corporate organizations looking at the industry as something that will actually add value to our country. So it really pushes me, because I keep watching so many pageants year in, year out, and you find not so many Africans are doing great, not so many are getting it. But I'm so happy South Africa actually got the former Miss Universe title. Congratulations to her, that was great. But I feel like we still need to really put it out there. not just as Africans and as blacks as well, because not really saying in the lines of racism, but it's really hard to get a title as an African. So I think this is something I really want to push. This agenda should really work out because, as a model, I have different things that I want to work on. We have Miss Zambia, Natasha. She also has her own platform of what she wants to work on. So imagine if all of us had to put in the very best, like 100% of what we want to do. I think we can achieve so much. So this is what gives me the spirit to always forge ahead, because I always want the best. I feel every day we can improve if we keep working on ourselves.
Is there something, before you ask a question, Charlie, is there something, you did say that it has to do more with us African. And you are advocating for certain rights for gender equality. Now, is there something that we are lacking, or is there something that we're not doing right for us not to be out there?
To achieve the goal, because I think we've been talking about gender equality for a long time.
Long time.
What are we not doing right?
Why are we taking one step forward and 5 steps backwards? It's like we're talking about the same thing.
We're going round in circles. Okay, if you were to ask me, that question is quite general, and I think at the end of it all, it's not really about what we're doing wrong. I think this has to do with individuality as an individual. So we can't really have anyone to blame for it. I think it's ourselves, because you need to take responsibility of your own actions and choices. So it's up to each and everyone to push this through, because you don't expect maybe to say the government would do it. No, it's people. So I always stand for people. I believe being independent and pushing through your way is really what's gonna help.
Well, I'm gonna take your advice.
You got to. I was about to ask, like, you have traveled the world, both pageantry and other personal stuff. How is the racism effect? How bad is it? Just not in the
I've always wanted to
world,
find out
but
this.
just outside. What have you picked up?
Okay, outside, for me, lucky me, I won't really say unfortunately. I think it's been in a good way, you know, where I remember when I was in Mongolia, so people would come to me and say, oh, so in Africa, because Mongolia, it's really a small country. I think their population is around 5,000. It's more like Lusaka set up. That's like a country. There are not so many people. It's really a small country. So they would ask questions like, oh, so you're from, and the most popular country in Africa, is South Africa. So they would always ask, where is Zambia? So you have to explain. So do you guys have like electricity power? Because when other countries think of Africa, they think maybe
it's
we're
a
still a bit,
We wake up with hyenas.
Yes. So this is why we're really doing our best in the pageantry, so that people can know Zambia out there. There's so much we have to offer. When you look at our tourism industry, very rich culture. So for me, it hasn't really been like the racism kind. It's the questions. They really intrigue me.
And you can't really blame them for asking such questions, because that's the information they have about us. You know what I mean?
That's so sad.
And then for other countries, they'll just ask me, oh, so where is Zambia? Then you have to explain. Where is Zambia? So those are the most questions I get, and nothing to do with racism, really. I think for now, the world is really embracing one another, like we are really unifying, and I think that's something of the past, if I were to say, because it's really died along the years.
The type of Africa that these other people have in their heads sounds really fun. Like imagine waking up and every morning, like that would be dope.
I would love to play along to say, hey, I woke up. I actually have a pet I have a rhino as a pet, and then I would love to play along.
That'd be fun. You've been doing a lot of,
but we can't really blame them, because when you look at the adverts, when people are looking for sponsorship, I'm sure you see the kind of ads they use, malnutrition, children, and whatnot. So we can't blame them, because that's the picture that people send out there.
What can we do to change the narrative? Because I think we're in 2022, guys.
How are you going to ask me if I have electricity?
At least in as much as they're asking for fans, I think they can really show the good side as well, because it's not always the negative.
Stop asking for fans. What are you trying to say?
No, we cannot.
We cannot stop, but we should always also show the positive side of our country.
What we can do.
Absolutely, but people who have really traveled, it's like the ignorant bunch that thinks like that. But most people that have traveled to Africa really say, wow, there's not much difference from where we come from.
And with social media technology nowadays, so you can't really expect someone to just completely be ignorant.
And even speaking about social media, how do you plan to reach the masses out there, especially the women, say that this is what I'm advocating for right now?
Yes. Okay, so when it comes to social media, I'm sure you've noticed I'm not so much of a social media person.
Most of the time.
I'm really always in the background, and I think for me the most important thing is really my actions, like my works. I don't concentrate so much of what's going on social media. For me, so long I'm impacting someone's life, getting positive feedback from people, I think that's what's important really. So when it comes to the following, I can't really force people to say please follow me, because at the end of the day, God forbid I die or anything happened, I think I still want to leave a good word to the few people that I helped in person, change their lives. Because on social media people will just be there posting, oh sorry Brandina, oh you know what I mean. So it's always better when you're actually doing something and you know you're changing someone's life out there. So for me it's really the personal interactions I have with people. That's what really matters.
You know,
that's profound.
You know, I found out mostly about her when one of the famous pages posted about your work and how you managed to scope the Mrs. Glam world. And I was like, oh, let me check into her profile and see that you haven't been so active on social media, but you have been active on the ground. So I understand you.
And it's quite a thing, right? Especially now where everybody wants to show their
run to
actions on
social media
and show what they're doing, you know what I mean? And that's really amazing. That's so
because
inspiring.
I know if I help someone, personal interaction, I mean these are people, you never know the world.
That's true.
You never know what's coming. These are people that might help my generation, maybe my kids or someone. They'll say no, that person was really good, and I think I would appreciate that, the personal interaction, rather than the social media, because people will talk but there's no action done really.
And it's a thing that I always get into with people online, to say, why do you always, like, if you go to help people, you carry cameras, like,
and then tell everybody how you help them.
Like, what's that? You know what I mean?
I feel it's so disrespectful, to be honest. I don't know, maybe you are doing it out of a good place. Unless you are saying, I'm helping this person, I would love people to come together and then we help them as well. But then where you are posting to say, I helped him, he was stranded, I had to give him transport. Like, what message are you trying to put across there?
That one is like embarrassing someone, and I think that's the least thing we should do, because you should always serve people with loyalty and integrity. That's humanity.
So in conjunction with ShopRite, you've been actually helping out a lot of people. Tell us a bit more about that.
I'm actually ShopRite brand ambassador, so I'm the one in charge of project assessments countrywide. I select which orphanages we donate to. So I've been to quite a number of orphanages in Zambia. So it's always interesting when you go there, do donations. Apart from the orphanages, we also do correctional centers, we visit the prisons. And
how bad is the situation in terms of prisons in the country right now? Do you target women or it's general?
I think it's general. We actually do it for everyone, because mostly we look at the food aspect and other necessities.
Wow. She sounded like, the ShopRite thing. I think you have so much going on that you have so much on your plate. But how do you manage to maneuver throughout everything that you're doing? You're a mom, you're a businesswoman, you're doing, I don't know. It's like you have a whole round table of a lot that is going on with you. But how are you managing to say, I think I can do this, and achieve it all?
I think discipline. Discipline and time management. I think I always
talk about time management. We kept her waiting, by the way.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, it happens. It's no more. So for me, I think just time management. I always try to manage my time. At least I try. And also discipline. I need to know what I need to do at a particular time. Like I say, when you become too relaxed, I think that's where the problem comes in. So just avoid being lazy. I never believe there's such a time as I'm bored or I don't have what to do.
There's always something to do.
There's always something to do. So I think the moment you start feeding your mind, I don't have what to do, I think it gets in there and your mindset will start sort of cooperating with your body. So you'll be so lazy to do stuff because you're feeling lazy, your mind has gotten it. So, so you just try to keep yourself busy. Maybe read a book. I read so much of the Bible, by the way.
Oh, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. How many awards have you brought? She promised she's going to come with a lot of awards.
Yeah, actually I brought all of them, all the certificates.
Let's look at them. Let's go through them one by one, and I want you to tell me a story about each of the awards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna...
Which one are we going to start?
Really?
Yeah, bring them through. So she takes us through.
I can see the International Women's Day.
Aziz
was like in 2017.
What do you think about the status of pageantry in the country right now? I know you've been in the game for quite a long time. And you've been through a lot of transitions.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's really coming up. There's so much improvement, and there's still so much we're yet to do. As you can see, we had the Miss Zambia, which was very colorful. It was very nice, and so many other pageants. We have so many models representing Zambia out there. So I think we're really getting there. And what I love about it is I think the corporate world is somewhat trying to understand what pageantry is all about. And I think in the next few months or years, we might just see a big change in everything.
Do you have anyone under you, like someone you are mentoring of some sort?
Not really. I don't have anyone I'm currently mentoring. But
I lose some weight, you know.
But I do have like different youth students under my foundation. Usually I'm with them when I'm doing donations.
Amazing. We're going to talk about the foundation and some of the great works that you do. But now, let's go through it's a lot. It's quite a lot.
Wow.
This one right here, talk to us about this.
Oh yeah, so this one, ShopRite, I've been serving as a brand ambassador from the time I got crowned as Miss Commonwealth, which was in 2014.
Wow,
So up to now, I'm still serving. So you can understand how dedicated I am because it's so many years. I mean, this is a very big company. I've worked with South Africa as well because I usually do magazines for ShopRite South Africa. They would have easily switched, but you know what has made me stay with them, I think, is how I present myself, character, personality, attributes. So all that has to be in play as you do these things.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. This is great.
Yes.
There's another one here let's talk about this.
Yeah, so this is the Face of Beauty. This is the one I got first runner-up. Actually, I was made as an ambassador of the Save Mazalai as well.
You see what I was telling you about you being a brand ambassador of everything?
Yeah, you know. So there's this one, then there's that one. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so this is a letter of appointment. Miss International, I was appointed as a Visit Japan Tourism Ambassador and by the Commissioner, Japan Tourism Agency, Ministry of Lands, Infrastructure and Technology.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. This is great. No, we are not done yet. Wait.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, so this is also from Japan. When I did Miss International, I was appointed as an ambassador of Panasonic Beauty, which is worldwide. So I was able to explore with so many of their products. I'm sure you've seen blowers, toners, all these beauty products.
Do you like come with them to donate to people?
Yeah,
like me, for example.
Yeah. So I actually brought some and I just gave some out and yeah.
You know what? I think I wanna do this.
Yes.
Just tell me what do I have to do?
Yeah, so this is for Singapore and Indonesia, the Mrs. Worldwide. I got the Mrs. World Peace title. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I really want to cry.
Not me, that's what
Aren't you supposed to be my manager?
Yeah, Miss Commonwealth. Yeah, that I got in the United Kingdom. So this is Mr. Brad. He is working very well with the Queen, and yeah. So you see, there's actually a picture of him, and this was my title, Miss Commonwealth.
So with Miss Commonwealth, how is it? Do they pick you based on if you won your Miss Zambia or something?
I think it's because of the tourism title that I had, Miss Tourism. Yeah. I was working hand in hand with Mr. Karisto Chitamfia by then. I think he was with Zambia Tourism Board. So I did quite a number of programs with ZTB. Yeah.
Wow. You utilize them well.
Yes.
This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us about your
Oh, and there's also the Mrs. World Peace title.
Where are you going to? We're not done. You know, there is that one.
Okay, so this is for World Peace. As you know, the president, even it should be the day before yesterday.
Okay.
It was in the paper. He's actually advocating for world peace in Zambia and just the world. So I'm actually a world peace ambassador. I got this from India, appointed by one of the commissioners.
Wow.
Recently, yeah.
Amazing.
And this is.
So with this title, what do you do? Like,
I'm actually supposed to advocate for world peace. I think peace and just unity.
Okay.
So this is the certificate of recognition.
Wow. And last but not the least, we have Mrs. Glam World.
Mrs. Glam World,
which was recent.
Mrs. Glam World, and
wait,
also
there's some more.
International Women's Day Recognition Award.
Yeah.
Is this the
Where
one
did
you
you
were
get
telling
this
us
from?
you were given
from
to
the
by
vice president.
The vice president.
Yes. I actually had lunch with her and a few other ladies. Yeah.
And you shared some ideas to say, hey, I'm a woman, you're a woman.
Yes.
This is what we need to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's absolutely amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Absolutely amazing. And aside from all this, now
Yes, please, let's go to that one now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's I can't see like what's
Certificate of Achievement presented to Mrs. Glam World 2022.
Oh yes, tell us a bit about that one as well.
Yes. So Mrs. Glam World, this is a pageant I recently did in India, and
it's so special, by the way. It's only for
married women.
Oh, really?
Models,
Yes,
yeah.
married models.
And Mrs. World?
Mrs. World married models as well. That's the one Alice Musuka represented us in last year, married as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Mrs. Glam World is a very prestigious pageant, and I should say it was very challenging because, you're meeting women from different sectors, different industries, and it's really about the brands.
Yeah, so it must have been challenging.
Yes, it was. But we thank God I got it. Really,
wow.
I don't have so much to say.
Yeah. What do you think you've always been every pageant you're into? What is it that you do right?
Yeah,
She was
actually, people
born
were
for
asking
this.
me.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I don't know. I guess just being myself.
Right.
Being myself. Yeah.
I mean, you're so calm, you're so collected. Why wouldn't they pick her?
Yeah,
They don't want somebody loud like me,
No, they do. They do. So I think it's really about just making yourself a whole package. Like I said, it's really about how you walk.
Yeah.
Because the moment you land at that airport, you're picked, they'll start judging you from there.
Really?
How you walk,
Wait.
how you talk, how are you eating, how are your manners, how do you interact with people,
Eating will be disqualified.
how do you answer questions,
Yeah.
So there's so much.
So you have to be as kind
What
as...
are you doing in your country?
Wow.
Basic stuff.
I mean, this is a full-time job.
It
which
is.
I
Yeah,
think
I
you are
really
meant
salute
for.
all the models in Zambia. I mean, I respect them because it's really not easy. I mean, people think being a model is just getting your face done, makeup, you wake up and that's it.
You're there.
But there's so much work in the background. I had to lose so much weight to get this pageant.
Wow.
Yeah, because I have like 2 kids. So like it was so much. I had to go to the gym after work. I think I was getting home like at 10.
Wow.
Yeah, every day just to make sure I'm all toned up. Yeah, so you have to put in so much. It really doesn't
And you have
just
to
come
change
on
your
a silver
diet.
spoon.
Yeah, and then how is your diet like? Like, what do you eat most for you to keep in shape?
Yeah, I eat a lot of fruits. I eat
Okay.
a lot of fruits. I drink a lot of
going to buy
water. And of course, I love shima.
Yeah.
Really.
That's what makes a lot of
I really love
guys
shima.
fat, yeah?
Yeah. But for me, I eat everything, really. I can't really tell people I'm on diet because I rarely diet. Yeah.
The perception I have with you models, I mean, you keep the shape for the longest time possible. I probably think that you're dieting or you don't eat certain things. You only include this in your diet. But then I'm glad you are a body person.
Yes, no, I do eat a lot. I actually eat everything. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about your organization and what you do.
Brandina Lubuli Foundation. Yes. I just do a lot of community works. I visit a lot of places and basically just to do donations. Sometimes not monetary form, sometimes not materials, but even just talking to people because conversations are really life-changing for other people. You never know what they are going through, but just a word of inspiration, motivation really kicks in and changes their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for your organization, what do they search for?
Just Brandina Lubuli Foundation, really. Just my name, and you'll be able to find it. There isn't so much on the social media, like I said. But you can just inbox us, and I think we can find a way of communicating.
Amazing stuff.
Yes.
So out of all these titles that you have, right?
Yes.
What's that one pageant you looked at and said, I wish I had participated in this
Yes,
one?
I always wished to have done Miss Zambia.
Miss Zambia?
Miss Zambia,
You never
because
did Miss
it was
Zambia?
going.
Miss Zambia?
No.
Why?
Because it was going to pave way for me to go to Miss World.
Yeah.
And I think I always told myself I was going to be
What
top
did you
3.
do with Zambia?
Yes. So because of that, I'm actually looking at the second biggest, which is Miss Universe, the one Emanuela went for Melba. Yes, I'm sure you know her. So Miss Universe
She was
just
actually on
signed
the show as
rights.
well.
Yes. So they changed the contract, and now they are allowing married women. And I'm eyeing for it.
Yeah,
I believe
you
I'll be
definitely
the
can
next
do it.
Miss Universe. I'm
we
scooping
can't
it.
wait.
Yes, it's gotta come home. It
We wanna
really got
support
to
you.
come
So
home.
when
all
I
the
do
way.
that one, then that's it. I'll be like, okay,
I'm done.
I'm done. I think
planning on retiring?
No, you can't
Yes.
be done.
After Miss Universe. No, after Miss Universe,
when I win it, because it's like my next big one. If not, I was also invited. I might go maybe for Mrs. World at some point.
Yeah.
The one that Alice represented us in. But in between, I'm really weighing for Miss Universe, and I feel I really have a chance at it.
Yeah.
So once I bring the crown home, then I'll say that's it.
It's definitely coming home.
Yeah.
Definitely coming
Then
home.
you
So
can be on
then
social
I'll have
media.
to lose more weight than I am right now.
For
I'll have to
real?
really. I think you guys will be like, wow.
What's the criteria like? What are the specifications for that?
Okay, sometimes for other pageants, like I remember Top Model, you have to be like below 55. So they all have different, below 55 kg. They all have different rules. Yeah, so you just have to work with that. Yeah, so for Miss Universe, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll have to meet those needs 100% and more to get it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's pretty amazing,
Oh,
man.
it's
Apart from just like a great catalog of works that you've done in the pageantry industry, and just also charity works and just helping people, this is amazing. What is it that you want people to remember when you just say, okay, you know what, I'm hanging all my crowns now, just let me sit back and just relax? What is it that you want people to remember you for?
A lot. Yeah, I think I'll start with being kind. I'm someone, I think, who always looks out for other people.
Right.
If I had to hear any negative vibes out there, then I don't know. But there are very few. And I think, I think just being kind, because being kind brings in everything in play. This person is good. I don't know.
You've heard about kindness.
Just kindness,
I'm
like she's
kind,
kind. She's a smart person, really smart and smart, I should say. Brainy. Yeah, I really want women to really go all out. So I want to be someone they'll look at and say, I really love the way she lived her life. How she's been doing everything. So I just want to be someone they'll look at and more be a role model, especially to the girls.
I'm sure you
our
are.
generation.
So stop screaming at people at the office. Be kind.
Yeah.
Let's talk about most of the queens. Like the thing that I have, because I'm so passionate about the modeling industry.
Yeah.
Most of the queens, they win the crown and then sit back and relax. If you were speaking to them right now, because I think we have a total of, how many queens do we have currently? I think I've even lost count. I believe that you guys hold the power and the platform to actually transform
but then you don't
lives,
use it. You
but
don't utilize it that much.
Most of them actually do not use. They're just sitting on
Yeah.
it. If you had something to say to them, what would you say?
I would say, I think what really brings about that is the fact that they feel maybe they don't get the recognition they need. Compared to other countries in Zambia, I think the models, we don't get so much publicity. And I think that really kills the spirit. But what I can encourage them to do is, you just have to continue with, you just get your crown and you have to continue doing your works. Because at the end of it all, it's what you want to do. If you're passionate about it, I don't feel there's need for recognition. There's need for, applauds. I think you just have to work, and at the end of it all, something fruitful come out of it. So don't really expect people to give you something because you did something great.
Yeah.
So just be you. I think that's me as well, because out of all these titles, people maybe think, I really get so much stuff, so many people come to me, but it's really the passion that keeps me going, because I know what I want. So I'm talking to them now to say, please just continue doing what you do, because you love it. I mean, if you don't love it, you put your crown down. But if you love it, then just forge ahead.
Absolutely. Hey, that's profound.
I'll talk to you behind the scenes if you can. If I can become one.
Yes, sure, you're more than welcome.
No, Brandina, keep doing what you're doing. We love your works, and we'll always support you in any way, shape, or form. And thank you so much for coming to the show.
We're just hoping you go for Miss Universe.
Miss Universe, definitely. We're putting that one on reminder.
I'm saying please go there.
Yes.
Yeah, you really have to go for that one.
I think she's one of the few people who I've seen who keep on working.
Yeah.
Because mostly, you are a mother now. If as a woman, the moment you just become a mom, you get relaxed and say, is this necessary? I don't think this is. But then you kept on going.
You've kept on.
And you've shown them that, you can be a mom and you can be 1,000 things.
Yes, especially that and models in Zambia are very particular about getting married. Because they believe when you're married,
then your career is
have less
over.
Opportunities. But for me, I mean,
you've shown that you can still.
And now because I'm married, it's a plus, because I do with people on corporate level. So that really adds more value.
That's really amazing, man. Hey, Brandina, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you
We
so
really,
much.
really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure hosting you, and hope to have you again.
Thank you very much for coming through.
much.
Thank you, Queen, for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, until next week, we're out.